Gotta go with Barks. The aged vanilla flavoring. Complements the vanilla to the tea. Hear that, audience? That's the sound of a night drink.
A night drink. Little
Put you out.
Little sippy poo.
Put you out.
Oh,
I am the liquor, Randy.
I was just fucking gonna say a fucking Trailer Park Boys reference, dude. I was just thinking of a Leahy line and I couldn't. I swear to God, I was thinking of something that Leahy would say, and you just beat me to it.
It's the liquor, Randy. It's the liquor.
It's a shitstorm, Randy. The shit's coming.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are on episode 20 of Big Deck Energy. Joined with me today is Tyler Barrett and Ben Clifford. We're going to be diving into some Blitz news. We had the skirmishes end up, so we're going to go over the total points there. Each hero won. And then we're going to dive into our armories because they were Blitz. And then we also got some ban and restricted news, as well as spoils
some big news.
Some other news as well. That's big for us. But why don't we get into it? Cliff? How was your week?
Week was good. Went to an armory today since I'm not working this weekend. Globe News had another one of its Blitz armories. Wasn't too many people today. It was me and two others showed up, and one of the shop owners will jump in if we've got a spot. And they both like playing it, so it's good to see them play. Ended up going 3-0 today, and the deck I decided to bring today was Arachne. Because I've sat down a couple hours before the time slot for the armory, and I'm like, okay, what are we playing today? And I just kind of sat there thinking, and from the vaults of my mind, I just hear, you know, like some fucking Schmeagle just lurking behind the shadows. No, I can't. No. And then it just kind of said it again, and I went, okay, fine. So I made a Blitz Arachne, and I had to shift it around a bit to get it to do what I wanted to do. One of the cards I ended up implementing was Captain's Call. Just the reds, debating yellows, but honestly, I should probably just keep the reds.
Yeah, keep the reds.
And the utility for that card in Arachne is great, because Arachne is all about each card he can play. He wants to be able to fully utilize the attack, the block, and the pitch value of each card very consistently. And what this is allowing him to do is to widen those chains, or to just kind of stack up on another attack to make it harder to block.
Yeah, Captain's Call is always. I've always been like a big fan of that card. I think I want to say I played it in like Shyana for some reason, or I remember playing the card in some deck somewhere in the logs of my brain. I don't remember exactly where, but I do remember liking the card because, like E-Strike, any card that has modes or different, text in different situations basically is good. It gives you more reach, I suppose, or more value in certain spots. So yeah, I think it's a good call, Cliff. It's a sweet card.
The Reds give it +3, right?
It's just 2, I think.
No, it's the way Captain's Call works is the red, yellow, and blue. All of them either give the +2 and go again. The text that changes is how expensive a card it hits.
Right.
So the reds will go up to 2 cost or less.
Right.
Yellow is 1 cost and blue is 0.
Yeah, that's how they scale it.
Fortunately for Arachne is everything is 2 cost or less. Even Command and Conquer.
That card is probably
so
like
I can give Command and Conquer go again.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet if you're playing the blue ones, right? Or the red ones, right?
See, I would almost say run the yellows just for like the dagger aspects, so then you can still have a pitch value for a dagger if you need to with the yellow, but then you're only hitting 1 cost cards, so you're not hitting your surgical or your Command and Conquers.
Exactly.
Could you imagine?
Or Already Dead now, because Already Dead's 2 as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Could you imagine if
Already
that card
Dead was awesome?
Could you imagine if that card was +3?
Oh my god!
And scaled that way, like 3, 2, and 1.
Oh my god, it would be unreal.
So it's just like a nimblism that just also has like the go again text.
Dude, I love nimblism in my ninja decks.
It'd be a bastardization of nimblism and razor reflex.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah,
just not hitting a weapon, only attack actions, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah.
So wait, you said
I also did throw in the blue shreds, which I ended up enjoying thoroughly. My game into the Dory, the 3 decks I played were a Levia, a Dory, and a Bolton. And I managed to, on my second attacking turn, shred his Courage of Bladehold.
Oh.
What was the Levia player the same player that smacked that ass up the other weekend, or
Maybe.
so you got some vengeance on the 6-year-old?
Playing Arachne. Look, all I'm going to say is I wasn't going to lose that same way today. I wasn't going out on a
So you weren't seeing the forest for the trees this time.
You both are sick, twisted people. I honestly, I felt a little bad because Arachne just decided that he wanted all the heat on that game one. I don't think he threw one attack and swung his claws, and then he died.
Did you ever get to like banish a blood deck card and then like have it?
I banished like 4 of them because turn 1 I eradicated and then had a shred. So when he blocked it, I just shredded it.
Nice.
And I hit like 3 blood deck cards right off the top.
Nice.
That's pretty awesome, dude. Well, yeah, congrats on the 3-0. It's nice.
Way to go. Too bad he didn't get the one promo though.
Yeah.
I wanted Squizzy and
Hey,
Flu,
my
so
offer
rad.
still stands. Hey, my offer still stands. I got an extra rainbow for you.
What's the offer?
See, I want the cold foil.
We were playing Xbox, and I invited him, and I was like, if this kid joins within 30 seconds, I'll give him one of these. And he joins at like 27 seconds. I'm like, you fuck. I'm like, fuck. I was like, damn it, dude.
Got there in the nick of time.
And then he just kept screaming at me the entire time when he joined too. It was menacing.
Cliff, I have to send you that playmat and
Screaming at
shit.
you. I had to run away, man. I had business to take care
Yeah,
of.
that is fair. You went to go take a shit
There
right
were-
away.
There were documents to sign in
my
the Oval Office.
He's like, I gotta take a shit. I gotta go. Bye. And just left. I was like, well,
Comes and gets the Squizzy and Floof quick.
I was like,
He's
you
out.
didn't hear me. You didn't hear me
Hey,
say wait.
I got my reward.
Cliff, you got to send me your address. I have to send you that card still. It's still sitting on my kitchen table.
I was gonna ask you about that. What do you
Yeah.
mean? Send me the card. I
Yeah.
also need a playmat. dude.
I have the
Did-
mat. I got both. I got both for you.
Did.
I'm gonna send it in a hard case so it like doesn't get damaged.
I would appreciate that.
You know, like you're supposed to ship things.
Shout out Bailey Hilton.
But yeah, so at Legends, our Blitz event.
Hold on.
What's up?
Let me go.
Oh,
Real
right.
quick. I didn't do too much. I didn't get to play in the armory, so I just had a few card notes that I had to cover.
Yeah, I see all this Lorcana sitting over here. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up with that, Josh?
So I went to Target and I bought some Lorcana because I saw Target had it.
Yeah, they
and I was
restocked
like,
big
you know,
time.
I was like, you know what? Let's just buy 8 packs. And I haven't bought too much Lorcana, to be honest. I was just like 8 packs in a new starter deck, the Merlin one, because
Sweet.
it interests me. I like purple or amethyst, but decided to rip those. And in the first pack, I ripped 2 legendaries right away. I was like,
In one pack?
in one pack.
Yeah,
I was like,
those are sweet.
I was like, you love to see it, especially on single packs because they were just single packs. And then I think it was like 3rd pack in, ripped the super enchanted Sisu, which FYI, gorgeous card. If you open
dude,
up that
I
top,
already looked. It's
it's
a nice one. Yeah, it's
phenomenal
probably one of the
art.
better looking ones in the set.
I would agree. I would have to agree. But I was like, okay. And ripped a couple other ones. Ripped like Cinderella, a few like the flute that's like $5. I think I ripped a foiled Pinocchio even,
Sweet.
which is like 15. So I was like, all right. So we actually got well. And then I ripped open my my set deck booster pack. And I was like, if I ripped another enchanted, that'd just be even better on top of it. Moved to the back,
Sure
enchanted
enough,
beast.
you
I was
fucker.
like, oh my
What
god,
the
in
hell?
a starter deck. I was like, let's go.
That's
So-
really lucky. You get 1 pack in the starter deck. So
Yeah.
that's like a lottery deck.
So just kind of did that with a little bit of Lorcana, worked out in my favor, and I was like, let's go. So didn't really get to buy into the first chapter too much, just because I didn't want to go with all the hype of the prices and everything. But other than that, Fab related, I finished my Katsu and did a turn on it, and it felt absolutely phenomenal.
Nice. CC or Blitz?
CC
Cool.
Blitz is kind of
Yeah.
Now that Ira's gone, it's like you only got Benji and Katsu, but Benji's the way better ninja. In Blitz.
Probably.
I would have to argue.
Well, I don't know. Katsu can still fucking OTK you.
That's true.
I mean, they can just go off for 20 plus damage and
That's true.
you're fucked.
I mean, I did that in my CC game, got up to 29. A lot of people don't like running Art of War. I run it in mine, and I found it very beneficial and sometimes. And then we'll say when you miss, though, it hurts. Hurts big time. Real big time. Because if you need to make a turn, you almost have to pop your Breeze Rider boots. But, I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
That's the risk you run, though, playing a card like Art of War, you know. You can just draw, 2 blues or something off it. Or,
I think I had Head Leads Tail here. I got it pulled out right in front of me, but I'm going to switch that for Double Strike because Head Leads Tail is just, I mean, it's okay. It's just, it doesn't get to that break value. So the chains where you can get the double strikes off.
I fucking hate
way
that card.
Better. It's so
I
nice.
hate that card so much.
It's like a Kodachi lock, but for free. And it
just,
Double Strike is amazing.
You just like really like leverage the Mask of Momentum with that card.
You
like
do.
without Mask of Momentum, that card just does nothing, I think, in my opinion. But like when you're running
With
the mask,
problem.
it's almost a must block.
No,
and
I
then you
agree.
just get to freely attack with it again.
And with the
basically.
Kodachis, that's 4 one attacks. And in the end game, if you stack those double strikes towards the end and you're getting there, it's hard to block those out when you got 4 attacks coming for 1 at you. It's ridiculous. But
So you didn't play in the Armory, huh?
no, I did not.
I noticed you were still kind of hanging around the shop at around like round 2.
Me?
Yeah, you fucker. I was like looking over. You're just ripping Dynasty packs. I'm like, I thought you had to go. We're at like round 2. Like you could have played, you son of a bitch.
No,
You're just ripping packs.
See,
over
here's the
side.
thing. I go down there. I'm like, Shelby, I'm going to go down there for like 30 minutes, talk to the boys.
And
then
you get sucked in for an hour.
the
and
conversations
30. Yeah.
that I get into
No
with
doubt.
like Steve and stuff. Him and I go down a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah,
Like this last
that's
one.
easy. With
It was a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
It was. I'm not gonna say
our shop.
it,
Our shop
but
owner is a Vietnam vet, so he's chock full of stories and, and wise
words.
wisdom.
He wants to write a, what is that called?
Like a memoir or like
Yeah,
a really.
yeah.
He fucking should.
I'd read it.
Oh God, yeah. Are you
I
kidding
want a
me?
signature in
I
that
love
bad
that
boy
guy.
too.
He's like, dude. He's like. I actually lost my grandpa when I met Steve. It was like a week before I met.
Oh,
that.
really?
Yeah. It was very weird. I'm not one to like believe in fate or anything, but he filled a hole that I kind of had in my life, and it like him and I have been very close. I kind of see him like family, you know.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, he's the best.
But let's get into you. What'd you do at the Armory?
Yeah, I showed up with Emperor.
Mm-hmm.
We had 8 players show up for the Blitz event, and we had 8 heroes. I'm going to list off these heroes for you, Cliff. We had Bolton. We had a Dory. Emperor, which was me. We had a Guinness. Shout out to Sean. OG Arachne. We had Alexi. A Valda. And the 8th hero we had was a Datadol.
Who played Datadol?
Our judge, Nathan.
Really?
Yeah.
For Cliff.
Nathan.
And
Shout out,
Cliff.
Nathan. You the real man.
So I went 2-1. I lost first round to Lexi in a game that I was one. I mean, every wizard says it. They were 1 away, right? But I run Waning Moon and Emperor for the extra 3 damage, the extra reach with the Emeritus at the end of the game. So you have to get them within 9. And if they don't have AB, the clean, just 9 health, you have it in Arsenal. It's game over. He had his fucking bullseye bracers all game, and that AB one, he was at 8 life. So his AB one could have blocked the Waning Moon for 1. He would have taken 2. Blocked my Emeritus for 1, would have taken 5. So he would have taken 7 total. Would have been at 1. End of the game, and then like. He put me in a spot where if I don't block or if I don't Storm Striders, I'd just die either way. And he was at 8. So with AB1. So I
Just a dagger.
I just lost. Shout out to Tanner though. He's really starting to cook with his decks, Yeah, for sure.
He's really comfortable in those Ranger matchups that he has now because he's gone to Zalian CC, right? That's right.
Yep. Let's see. Then I played Guinness. I played Sean. That was a fun time.
Guinness is always a fun time to play.
Yeah, it was weird, man. I had to read like every one of his cards. I felt like, or I had to.
Well, yeah, because it's all generic.
It's
So you
just,
don't know what to do.
He's playing like potions of strength and shit. I'm just like, what is happening
I think he had 4 different potions in there. I looked at his
Potion
deck.
of luck
Potion
for some
of luck.
reason. He couldn't even tell me like why he put it in there. It's just like Sean. Oh, the
Talisman of
best, the
Recumbrance,
best.
maybe?
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense, but I don't know.
Fucking
Good for you, Sean.
maniac.
I saw it. He's like, I came here to have fun. I was like, good. I was like, good.
But
Next time, Sean, you just got to do the Moon's Wish Sun's Kiss package.
there you
Never
go.
done.
There you go. I played Dory in the last round though. And Nathan cut his AB. So he did not have AB, and it was a game where I was playing the mid range, block for 9, attack for 4 kind of thing. And he didn't block once, I don't think, or for the most part, he didn't block much, and got him down to 9 exactly, or maybe. I think it was maybe less than 9, but either way, I just parked my red Emeritus in Arsenal and sat on it until he was within range. Knowing you don't have AB, again, it's just like that game plan's so like just streamlined. You know exactly like the life total.
Get him to 9
unless
and that's
maybe
it.
he has a sigil or like Oasis if he's
Oasis,
running that card.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like running Oasis, honestly, in Dory. It's a nice little like cover up if you need to.
Yeah, I think with Emperor now you probably can. But yeah, people are just cutting all the arcane stuff. They shouldn't. I think Emperor's actually going to be a good deck, and
That's
it's the only hero that can really leverage arcane right now. So
yeah, that's true.
But anyways, our winner of the tournament was in fact Nathan on Data Doll.
Yes.
And let me
Data Doll is queen.
Let me tell you what, dude. I look over at his fucking game. He's playing OG Arachne. And Arachne likes to banish cards off the top of your deck.
No.
And like, dude, I swear to God, at one point he had 3 boom grenades in play and some other bullshit that I didn't know what. I mean, it was madness.
God.
It was madness.
Dude, when you play a Data Doll and they get their board filled with all their items,
I mean, it was
it's
insane.
It looks like a magic.
It looked like
magic
he
playmat.
wasn't playing the same game as us. And in every game I kind of glimpsed at, it was like his deck was unbeatable. It seemed like.
Yeah.
Like what? I was just like, okay, what?
When Data Doll decides to snowball, she fucking snowballs.
No,
and it's like unstoppable if your deck just starts cooking.
I told him before the tournament. I
There's
said
not much.
he came up to me jokingly, and I forget exactly. I said, "What are you playing?" And he flips over like a plasma purifier or something. I'm like, "Oh, you're playing a mech, huh?" And I kind of look at him. I'm like, "You're playing fucking Data Doll." I don't know how I knew, but I just knew right away. And he's like, "Fuck." And I told him before the tournament. I said, "Dude, if you don't fucking go 3-0 today with this deck, I was like, you better, because we're gonna have some
Cliff.
shit."
That's-
Yeah, for Cliff. This is for Cliff. This is all for Cliff,
Win.
baby. But I will say though, Cliff, like I rip on that deck all the time because of the 3 intellect, and I've never actually piloted the deck. I've never tried to build the deck. I've never played against it. I think I played against you maybe once, Cliff, in the past. I want to recall. I believe you brought it to one of our armories when you lived back down here. But again, like
That's back when
I had to.
That
was years ago.
Yeah,
years
that
ago.
was back when Data Doll only got her like microprocessor.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
But like I kind of had to see it to believe it, I think, is kind of what was going on there. Because I mean,
There's power there.
it looked very strong.
It is.
Like-
James White did say Data Doll's gonna be like the nuts.
Well, she has picked up.
When
some
did he say
skirmish
that?
there,
Back
too.
when
This was a while ago.
when Bright Lights came out, he goes, "Watch out for Data Doll and Blitz."
Oh, I do feel like there was. Okay, I
Yeah.
remember someone in the dev. Was it James?
I think it was
Okay.
it was James
I actually
that
do
said it,
feel like
but
I
I think
remember.
I brought it up earlier too.
Yeah.
I brought it to our attention, but
Yeah.
Cliff is just like I think Cliff was on the right train the other week when he was saying Data Doll's strong as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like she can be, and the fact that she is only 3 intellect, but the fact that you get to take those items that come off the top, it's
Yeah.
almost like a 4th intellect.
Yeah, they make
just in that
they make up
in
for
itself.
that lack or for that lack of intellect, I think, or they kind of replace that
And,
missing card you have.
Like I
sometimes.
was saying, if you really want to have a good Data Doll deck, buy 2 adaptive platings and run them in your boot slot and your arm slot.
He
'Cause
he
then
actually
you
mentioned
bring
that,
in
Cliff.
the boom grenades.
He mentioned
Yeah.
that, and then he just I don't think he owns them. But he said,
He asked me about him the other week,
Yeah,
and
that's
he was
why.
like, dude, I need him. I was like, I was kind of like piqued interest by it, and I was like, is he going mech? And like,
Yeah.
what's he going on here? But
Yeah.
no, it does make sense. Adaptive plating is good. I think it's a very
Yep.
good armor equipment.
Yeah.
Because you bring in your boom grenades and you crank them just for the action points to shoot your pistol again with Data Doll. So then the boom grenade's out and it stays out till your next turn. So then when they attack you, you just automatically have the galvanize effect off of the plating.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I was impressed. I'll tell you that. And that's kind of one of those things that, I have to see it to believe it. And maybe I'm a believer now. Maybe I'm a believer, dude.
So long. Do you think I'm just...
How do you feel that Nathan is the one who proved it to me, though?
Bro, me and Nathan are on the same wavelength for some of that shit. It's honestly
you guys are on the same height level, maybe. I mean, you guys are freaking giants.
Well, that one tournament,
my neck hurts after a day with you guys.
And I
just
bring
looking
the
up the whole time.
life gain deck.
But yeah, big shout out to Nathan for sure.
Yeah, way to go, Nathan. Way
that
to
was
go.
Fucking awesome, dude. Super happy that he took it down.
Too bad. Let's see, dude. I'm excited for like another skirmish season to see how skirmishes go with all the other heroes out. This is a good segue for us to kind of get into some of the skirmish.
Do you want to go over the points for the skirmish season?
Yeah. So I got a little stat sheet here on my phone. Let Josh pull that shit up. One may say. James White tweeted, top performing heroes across skirmish season. Kasai with 216, Ira and Briar at 212, Dash at 184, Bravo 176. No surprise. Bravo's always been very good in Blitz. Here's a great one. Emperor at 124.
Let's go, dude.
That's
a lot of points.
Incredible.
In breaking down the amount of points, which is 4 per skirmish, that comes out to be 31 wins. He took down 31 skirmishes.
That's awesome. Dude,
that just shows the power in Arcane because people are taking it out, thinking Emperor's not good. Yeah. Then he comes in here with the 9 damage churn that can kill you if all he has to do is CNC you twice off of his instant.
Dude, the deck, like, you start at 15, right? But you get to play, like, the Crown of Providence, you get to play the Brave Forge Bracers, and the fucking... The five chest, yeah. So you have like 6 life. So you kind of start at 21.
You can honestly,
like, the 15 life is deceiving. Like, you can also leverage some of the things like Scar for a Scar, Life for a Life.
Findel's Fighting Spirit, maybe. Even?
No. That's too costly. What was the?
Is that a block? Really?
I mean,
a
like
block gaining a life.
Well, but it's a 2 block. Like, the gain life is fine when you can block a 2 attack to actually gain the life.
If you rip like your Brave Forge Bracers and then Findel's Fighting Spirit, you're blocking 4 with a life.
You get to block a lot of break points with that deck.
It's true.
And like, it's very cool. It's like a very sweet mid-range deck, sort of, where you're like blocking a lot of times with your 3 blocks and dishing back a 0 for 4, or you keep a grip and you like Scar for Scar, E-Strike, and fucking CNC, or you get to play the Tome now too. I had a couple really strong Tome turns, the new Draconic Tome.
That makes his turns go wide.
Kind of nuts.
Because you can attack twice, almost, if you have like a Scar for a Scar or any of those other ones that have Go Again, Ravenous Rabble. I think when we did that M turn, Nathan did that to me, a Scar for a Scar into a Ravenous, and then, rolled the Tome into a Flamescale Furnace to go get a... CNC on the instant and attack me with the CNC after that.
Yeah.
That's 14 damage in 1 turn.
I had a turn, I think, against Sean, where I played the Tome, pitched the 2 cards, played the Belittle, went and got the Minnoism. I had a Flame Call Awakening from Arsenal, played that, got the Phoenix Flame. So that was like, it was just replacing all the cards I was playing. I think in that turn I also played like a Ravenous and then some other thing. And then I had enough for like for the
CNC
for the CNC at the end. Like, it was just,
it's insane. It's wild. That deck is insanely strong. So
that Tome is insanely strong.
Yes, I'm really not surprised to see that Emperor won that many skirmishes, but it is cool to see that, since some of those heroes that were kind of mitigating the whole meta in Blitz are really coming out and shining as an Emperor.
One thing I wanted to note about Skirmish is how it is mostly Blitz. It is only Blitz, but there's like drafts and sometimes sealed skirmishes.
Sealed skirmishes, yeah. I think they're only sealed. I don't know if they do too many draft skirmishes because they do draft.
No, we have what it was. I think in one of them was like you play Blitz and then draft in the top 8. I think we did for one.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Which was fucking cool. We actually did that at Legends, I believe. That was the one that you and I didn't we top and I got.
No, we drafted the whole time. For
So we
Azalea,
drafted
you're
the
talking
first,
at
we
the
drafted first
outsiders.
place, and then we did a redraft for top 8 though.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And we had 5 Arachnes in the top 8.
Yes, I remember.
That was
the
dude,
one Tucker top 8'd.
Yep, and Cliff.
Yeah. Cliff was down. That's right.
And Elijah.
What a good
and
fucking
Nathan.
yeah. That was
It
a fun tournament.
That was a strong top 8 too. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was.
It was fun.
My top 8 deck was so abysmally bad.
No, it was not. Your ninja deck still cooked. It was just I don't know.
No, it did not.
Dude,
I
you
didn't
played me
have
round
any
1.
of the good combo lines. Yeah, I know, and you cooked me.
Well, that's because you chose Katsu and not Benji with all your deadly duos, you silly goose.
I know. You gave me the slobber knocking good time.
Whoa. Sounds like a good time.
Flop
Jesus.
on my nut, the corn on the cob. Check in with me and do your job.
Oh man. But back to skirmishes. So like I was kind of, or I posted a question in the Discord. We got a couple people that hit us back, but skirmishes are always on like the downtime right after PT or right after Worlds or right after Nats. Like before we get another PQ season, they give us a skirmish season. So it's always kind of like a lull in the competitive scene.
Which is
Well, I was
nice.
just kind of thinking like today and actually during this week a little bit about how kind of our shop doesn't really travel for skirmishes as much as we used to. You know what I mean?
I mean I think we only traveled once or twice. I mean we went to
Maybe
Atlantic
you haven't been
Hobbies.
to, yeah, but we went
We went
to,
there twice.
Yep.
That's the only time I've traveled.
No, we went to tabletop once.
I didn't
Or
go
no,
to
maybe
that.
it wasn't
I didn't go
tabletop.
to that one. I think that was the
That was
before
one-
the Super Armory or whatever. That was at TCG, right?
TGG.
TGG?
Yeah.
Not TCG. TGG.
No, but back to the point, like I was just kind of wondering maybe why skirmishes are down. I mean, they added a ton of them, so I guess like analytically, if you look at the numbers, they're probably up. But player attendance around our area, or at least for our shop, maybe I'm just being biased, but we don't. I mean, we played in ours. Like our shop got a skirmish, but outside of that, we aren't really hyped about skirmishes that much anymore. And I wonder if it's just like because of it being placed in this like few month period where there's like a downtime, you know, in between the competitive tournaments, the big tournaments. And it kind of made me think, do you think skirmishes should be CC? Or do you think we should like allow shops to do that, or
See,
allow
honestly,
shops to pick? Or
Here's my thought process behind it. So skirmishes are, as you're saying, the downtime, right? And during that downtime, are a lot of the competitive players playing, or are they taking downtime to think about like what they're going to play for the next season, doing some testing, talking about their
I think a lot of
teams?
the competitive players are not going to these
See,
events.
that's where I think the skirmishes can help bring in those like mid-level players,
I think it's
and not full competitive, because it's a
100%.
lighter meta. It's not so competitive. It's not so hard. Honestly, when it's skirmish season, it's like the prizing's amazing. Honestly, like
They
I
usually
love
give us great pricing.
Yeah.
Expensive cards.
It's almost like a turn off my brain kind of in blitz mode. You know, you're not thinking an insanely hard amount. I mean, you still are. It's fab. You're thinking hard, but it's not CC.
Right.
You know,
It
games
is-
are faster. Variance can happen, and you can just lose in an instant. Like, I don't know. I think it's almost like a shut off, and I think it can almost be a segue to help people new into the game get into the game, because there's not
On
so
a competitive level, you're
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, like it is that first step into the competitive scene. I think like if you're trying to get your feet wet and trying to like go to a PQ, going to the skirmishes or trying to get as many skirmishes in as you can is a great starting point, because it is one level above an armory for sure. Like you will get people that travel to them, or just outside players into your shop.
If
that
the
will
pricing's
come.
good enough,
we usually get a
you'll
lot of
those
the city
competitive
players
that want to get in there for it.
But I think skirmish definitely still serves a purpose for sure. I just wonder what we can, or like what LSS can do to, I don't know, juice it up a little, or just make it where, you know, more players are incentivized to play in them. Maybe even just like, well, I was going to say maybe like you add gold foils, but like that just kind of makes them entirely a different tournament, I feel like, and you will really get people traveling and spiking them. But if there's maybe low level like gold foils, like gold foil tokens, or I don't know, this is just kind of like an impulsive thought.
Though. That's so hard.
Whoa. I would shank a bitch for the gold.
Well,
foil.
you would go to the
Tokens.
skirmishes if there was like
A gold foil on the line, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
maybe they're just not meant for that. I don't know.
It is still a tier 1 event technically,
Yeah.
so it's like hard because a PTQ and an RTN is tier 2, if I'm mistaken, right? And that's where you get like the common gold foils. I saw a gold foil Coat of Frost for 700 bucks today. $700.
My heart would sink if I opened that.
It's $700 still selling for. I mean, dude.
Yeah. No, I know.
A Coat of Frost. Who wants that? A collector.
No. Well, yeah.
And that's who you're targeting if you're trying to sell those cards. And that's the secondary market of it. But like,
no, you've talked me off a cliff. Go ahead, Cliff.
Well, I was just gonna say, if I won like a decent event and pulled a gold foil Coat of Frost, I'd probably be hanging next to my coat hangers.
Dude. Fucking A.
Like, I mean, like, you get that pack, you're like, yes, here we go, what's it gonna be? And then you open that and you just, I don't know.
That was also the other hard thing was like, I think it was like Carter that got the heart and cross trap when he opened it, when he got the gold one, and that's right when it got banned. So he's like, dude, he's like, what can I do?
Yeah, it feels bad.
That was so tough.
So that's where I think like gold foils it's a touchy subject. I always think gold foils are always a touchy subject on prizing.
No, I think I'm definitely wrong about maybe adding them to skirmishes. I'm just trying to think of maybe what's going to like incentivize players to go to them more.
I don't know about gold foiling. Maybe like one skirmish in particular that has like a double XP modifier. They can do gold foil like some sort of common card. What I think they could do for pricing is just like rainbow foil full arts of some of the gold foils people want. You know,
I've always thought about that too, Cliff. You want to elaborate on that more? Because I want to hear your full aspect on that. Because I've thought that exact same thing.
So my aspect on it is, like you said, there's not a lot of people going to these skirmish events. One being because they are blitz, and two being the prize support sometimes just isn't lining up there, Like even going just to get a card to sell sometimes, if that's how a lot of these people are thinking. They just don't see it as really worth it or in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, the expected value or the EV of skirmishes is not high. And maybe that's why they just have low attendance nowadays. But
right. I think if they buffed up how much points you get for placing well in a skirmish and then threw in like, the top 4 get to choose between one of these like full art rainbow foils, I think that might introduce it. And it wouldn't hurt like any of the card prices too badly, I think, if they did something like that.
And that's the other thing is it doesn't boost your ELO in any way. It's not a full rated like event.
The one cool thing about skirmishes too, though, is it puts you on the list for the hero you win with.
That's true.
Because you do gain points. So you do gain living legend points, which is cool. That's not going to incentivize players to play, but it's cool. It's a cool feature.
Have you guys ever thought about like an entry level, like certain tier events for like newer players to get into, so they're not so scared of getting stomped?
Yeah, it's called Commoner, and you put them on Ira.
Yeah, but I mean like an actual like rated event almost, like where it's
I think skirmishes is that it's rated or it's okay.
It's not rated, but it's like
but you're playing for living legend points, and you're playing
like limited,
your name's going on that list, dude. That's a big. That's like a. It's actually sad. It makes me sad to think about that.
Too bad all draft doesn't do
all
that.
Three.
I'm so.
You
mad.
just stole the words out of my fucking mouth. No, you're fine, dude. I won 3 skirmishes, all draft or sealed, so I don't get on any list. Dude.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't play any fucking hero. I get a
and honestly, that's where
which
like
sucks, but
most of us shine to be at our shop. Like we all love draft and we all love sealed, and it's like it's hard that you don't get your name on it.
I know.
But then again, you think about it, that's just pushing heroes so much faster out of the game.
With skirmish
legend,
yeah, the points.
Yeah, the day that you can actually play them and they already pick up like 120 LL points, you can't have.
Because you think about it, half of the skirmishes are sealed or draft. And Kasai came out with 216 points during this skirmish season. So if you have like, think about
more events that are blitz.
Exactly. If you have like Dash IO that came out and you have all those,
are skirmishes the main way that they rotate out blitz heroes?
Yes.
Like the main, like the point system.
That's the only point system that you have in Blitz.
Well, they have like Blitz callings and shit, don't they? They've had those before.
Battle hard, not callings, battle hardens.
Okay.
I don't think they've ever had a Blitz calling.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they have.
I think it's a battle. I think the highest is a battle hard.
We'll look into it.
We will. We need to do more
some
research on
We'll
that.
do some research and be prepared next time.
Research. But
we'll have show notes.
We actually haven't even finished our list yet. So Reinhardt won 116 in skirmish season.
Dang, I thought he'd have more. I fucking hate playing Reinhardt and Blitz, dude.
Kano only had 108.
Reinhardt should have more.
Reinhardt's like S tier in Blitz, dude.
Yeah.
So good.
Intimidating and
Not
just
even
going
kidding.
burr on one turn with your
turn
barrage
zero.
and beatdowns.
Yeah,
Dude,
turn
it's
0.
nuts.
You leak damage on turn 1.
Blood Rush
turn
Bellow,
zero.
draw card.
Just gonna take all the
Ridiculous.
cards out of your hand and get you.
Yep.
I remember when Sean put together that Icelander like, a couple Blitz games. I OTK'd him like 4 games in a row.
Jesus.
So we had Kano at 108, and that's just because he LL'd at that point, and Chain at 104, just because he LL'd at that point early in the skirmish season.
Okay, yeah, right.
It was like
that's
right
why
away.
they have
Yep.
less.
Yep.
Right.
And that's when the change came.
makes
So
sense.
every Monday, we get the update. But yeah, we had a lot of heroes actually take a lot down. As I look at the living legend list as well, Dash, we already said Dash at 184. We had Dory taking down 52. Prism gaining 48. Fi a couple.
Give me
Levia.
the data doll.
Prism Advent to
data.
Thorns 44.
How many points did Datadol win? Dang, he's scrolling. He's scrolling way down, Cliff.
Teklovasin did get 4. He took down 1.
Let's go.
Professor Teklovasin as well took
Get
down
the fuck out of here.
No
fucking way,
That's
dude.
serious.
No
That's serious.
fucking way.
100% serious.
let me
Look
see
at
the
that.
computer.
4. Professor
They
Teklovasin.
had to have just made an agreement.
Let's
with
go,
the
Prop.
players there to all bring Teklo.
Brevant took down 2.
What about Shyana? Did she win?
Shyana took down 0.
Fuck. Is she still sitting at 2 points?
Cavdane's at 1 point.
Do
somehow?
you know that means Shyana has won
that's the hero
one
right
skirmish?
there.
Yeah.
One time?
One time.
One.
Uno.
So I can still kind of.
Well, actually, that was before. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No,
You're
I
right.
remember
You're
going
right.
to a skirmish last year thinking, okay, let's get her some points. I want to be the first one. That was my thought. I'm gonna get her points. I'm gonna be the fucking guy that never gets on the list because she'll never LL. So I'll be the first one, but
always
my
be
name
there.
will never be on the list.
always
But then
be
I
there.
look and she had 2 points like the weekend before that. And dude, someone somewhere won.
How are people not on Lexi and Blitz? Lexi had 0.
It's a good question because you
You
cook.
still get to play full
you
power.
fucking cook.
Tanner showed us
Yeah.
that.
The deck is wild.
It's good.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
It's.
I mean, I
always
guess
been
it's not
weird
competitive
to me
people, and
which
it's just
decks
people
get
wanting to play
singled
jank
out.
heroes, I
Well,
guess.
So okay, I just had a thought, and you kind of you've been doing that a lot to me tonight. But you
Great minds think alike, man. I can't say anything else.
They must Blitz. Like okay, referring even back to this last weekend at our shop, I think I had the most fun this last weekend in the Blitz event than we have had in a long time. And I think if we're talking like in terms of enjoyment, I know a lot of people hate Blitz. Blitz gets a lot of unwarranted hate, I think. But if we're talking in terms of just having fun and the overall like social aspect of the game, Blitz is where it's at. You go to like a CC event, like a ProQuest or an RTN. I don't know if like fun is associated with those days. You know, they're very stressful if you're like taking them seriously, which like I used to. And this last season, I definitely took it seriously, but I just went in trying to have fun as well. You know, because when you remove that from CC, like you're kind of left playing Blitz and like you said, playing these jank heroes to have like these crazy games, these fun, wild, like go off, do these crazy combo things. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird dynamic, man. I don't like that Blitz gets all this hate because I actually enjoy it. And I think I have more fun playing Blitz than CC.
You get to it's like a fun breather.
I love
in
that
a
they're
sense.
quick games too.
Yeah.
Like you were either dead or you just kill them.
Yeah.
Like you don't play very long games unless you actually are both on like fatigue
I will say
heroes.
there
but
is sometimes like I was playing Rick on fatigue and I was on Kasai and I got the Bravo down to 4 cards.
yeah, that does happen.
And I kept
for
the
sure.
blood on her hands for that purpose, literally to my last 3 cards in my hand. And if I didn't get it off on that turn, I lost. And those games really feel like CC. But other than that, most of the games you're just crushing out super fast. You can get so many more games in, like we've said previously on other pods. It's just, I don't know. It's fun.
I guess the whole point of what I'm trying to say is it just fucking bothers me that like everyone or like Blitz just gets a bad rap, you know? It really does, because I always find myself really looking forward to our Blitz events. We play Blitz once a month at our shop.
We make sure we do too.
Yeah,
at all times.
Well, there's just, I know maybe some people at our shop are not fond of it, but like a lot of them are, and we like to try to like mix it up and make everyone happy. So, yeah.
My favorite hero is Blitz. How could I not love Blitz?
Your favorite hero is Blitz?
Dude, I swear that is... Okay.
Wait. Is that your favorite hero too?
Everybody's favorite hero, it seems like, is a Blitz hero.
Oh, right.
Everybody's favorite hero.
Yeah.
Kasai for me. You, Cheyenne is your favorite hero, I would assume.
That's true, actually. Oh, dude, if I had to think of like what I identify with as a hero in Fab, like obviously like competitively...
Azalea.
Well, no, not even. I started on her for sure. Like I'm a ranger at heart. Because there was like months, well, almost like whatever, over a year of fucking illusionist, and then a few months on Icelander. But like if I had to pick a deck that I've had the most fun with and the most enjoyment out of, it is 100% Cheyenne. Yeah. The type of shit I do in that deck is fucking insane.
Cliff, I'm guessing for you it would be Datadol.
Oh yeah,
Datadol is my favorite, but my favorite deck I've ever constructed.
His favorite.
Stupid. No, like
Kiss Moon's Wish Briar.
That deck is so cool.
No, like, I agree. I agree.
I love it.
See, and that's like
the game where we both didn't stop attacking the entire game. I gained like 20-something life this game against.
Dude, that game was a CC game in Blitz, man.
Josh is just like, stop gaining health, and I'm like, no.
He gained 9 life in one turn, and I looked at him. I'm like, what in the fuck, man? The next turn goes and proceeds to get another like 4 life. Next turn proceeds to get another like 6 life. He's gained 19 life at this point. He's gone up to 39 life. Dude. And I'm sitting here at 20 life at Kasai. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
See, that type of shit you just won't see in CC. No. Do you remember our game where it was over at the fucking Forge actually, when we were trying to get shit going there, and it was like I had like an Arclight Sentinel out with like 30 life because I had played a tome and a bunch of sigils. Do you remember that?
Oh my god! And I got you down to like 4 life, and you just barely eked it out somehow. I'm like,
no, but like turn 2 or 1, like early in the game, I like was sitting there with 20 plus life and an Arclight out, and it popped my Mage Masters into the tome to gain more life. Like
it was insane. It was insane, dude.
Cheyenne with Arclight is
I think literally that was like the week before Cliff gained all that life on me. So it was like the second time, and I'm sitting there just like
precursor.
I'm getting like flashbacks as I'm holding the hands of Kasai. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
The best, dude. The best.
And that's why it's hard to say why people hate Blitz.
Dude, I know I've ripped on Blitz, even on the pod. I'm sure you guys, like our listeners, have heard me.
I've never ripped on Blitz.
No, we all have, dude, at some point, I'm sure. But like,
yeah, we've definitely ripped on Blitz. But
Blitz I think one time I had said
of Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think
Ira starting deck.
It's true.
It all started with Blitz.
It's true. I think if you asked like the average Flesh and Blood player, though, they would not say they like Blitz, or they would prefer. No. You would find that they prefer CC. So saying it's like the heart of Fab, I guess I don't know. Maybe there's a different word we could try to use, but like,
you know, we always say we're casually competitive. I guess that's like the casual side in us, and like we've always said on our pods, we try to steer our casual players towards Blitz. It's way easier. You don't have to buy all these insane cards. You can win
just
off
have to buy less of them, yeah.
Exactly, less.
Two
you don't even have to run them half the time.
Yeah,
you can go to
a
5. You can go to
cards I've found in Blitz are just the rares and just basic generic cards that they're just consistent. You don't have to have this crazy.
Yeah.
You don't have to have like this big turn in order to get the full value out.
Wes
you can
showed
just
us.
Be like, yeah, scar for scar, 4, go again.
Wes showed us with 5.
That's a Blitz staple.
I don't think Wes had like a huge Phi either at that point. He was running Uprising Phi.
Oh fuck yeah, let's go.
Instead of Art of War.
Just because he didn't have Art of War.
Didn't have Art of War. And he 3-0'd.
Yeah.
It just shows like you don't need to spend a ton of money on a game, as in Fab, to get into the game, as in Blitz. And that's where it's like, I don't know, it's like haunting people almost.
Yeah, I just think Flesh and Blood is like, it's hard not to say this without sounding negative, but it is almost too competitive, or it's competitive to a fault, I'll say, where you find a format like Blitz and it's just not going to be played by the average player because they want that competitive, aspect of the game. And while Blitz can be competitive, it's just, it is a different format, or it is a different, I guess, here I go again, like, not or fucking disagreeing with myself, because I have said that they're not different formats. It's the same game, and they are kind of different games. Blitz is just like a totally different way to play Fab because of these heroes and the choice of heroes, and like you said, it's the 2 copies. It's almost like a little more consistent. You get to see your 4-card hands, and you get to kind of understand the game on a basic level much faster, much easier.
And we've always said that.
CC.
And we've always said that. Yeah. I think we've said that since whether you should be playing Blitz or CC, and that was our 4th episode, and that was like one of our main talking points. It's like, I just don't get why so many people really hate on Blitz, because I think Blitz can really shine in so many different aspects over CC for the new player base, and that is where Fab is struggling.
Well, but you even look at us though; we're not new players, and we fucking love Blitz. So what's going on there? What is that? Is that just the fact that we're a bunch of filthy casuals, or is it?
I think honestly, this.
Well, no, like, are we wrong, or are we right, or are they right? Is what I'm trying.
No,
like, are all is the average Fab player right,
it's
or are we
not
right?
who's
Is Blitz amazing,
wrong.
or is it?
Is it trash?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's trash ever. I love it. I love every aspect.
It's not
of it.
who's right, it's who's wrong. We've already said that we're blessed with a very great player base from where we're from, right?
That's true.
Like, all the guys are just very chill, very casual. They love Fab playing the game.
Yeah.
No,
I think that's key.
Played against you guys and all the guys from the shop, where at the end of the game, you got the handshakes as you're trying to
Yeah.
But we have those competitive moments, but then we're able to roll it back and be like, all right, everyone bring Emperor. Just do these wacky, fun days. It keeps the expectation there of, I'm not here solely for the reason to win. I also just love playing this game.
Yeah.
Blitz being another extension of that format. Also, Blitz is a little bit of a way to express yourself in a deck due to just how janky the format is. You can kind of do different things, and the games it works, you win, and then the games it just get your teeth kicked in,
Mm-hmm. No, I would agree with pretty much everything you said there. Yeah, for sure. But so I don't know. Do you guys want to talk about the new spoiler? We kind of talked a lot about skirmishes there. There's still so much I feel and want to talk about, but it's just like I feel like I'm saying the same shit over and over.
One thing
again.
I want to touch on here.
Yeah.
Yuzuri Switchblade does not have a signature weapon, and Arachne Solitary Confinement does, and his is orbital classed.
Really? The Majestic?
Yeah. So once he if he ever goes away, like, do we lose a dagger?
I never really liked the signature weapon thing.
It's kind of weird.
No,
that's another thing.
When they came out with it, I remember thinking, man, I don't know if I like this. Losing Luminaris for no reason is
harsh.
Weird.
Volda Brightaxe doesn't have a weapon, neither does Yoji.
Well,
for no reason? Are you kidding me? You did not just say that.
I mean, yeah, okay, maybe there's some reasons. That card is...
That's like saying Rosetta Thorn Duskblade should have stayed in.
Yeah.
Because if Duskblade had stayed in, that would have been Briar's weapon instead of Rosetta. And even Rosetta was a problem. We didn't even get to see what Duskblade looks like.
Yeah.
See, now, we went over it on the last episode, the whole Kasai thing with her Centauri Sabers. It is confirmed that they said that Centauri Sabers will not be banned in Blitz or in anything once Kasai comes out in heavy hitters.
It'll be her signature.
It'll be her signature weapon
again.
Yes.
In replacement, they're banning Domblade with Kasai. That's
shut
her
up.
signature weapon.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Well, since we're talking heavy hitters, why don't we get into the spoiler?
Yeah, was it just one?
Came out.
Just
it was
one this week,
only one.
Yeah.
I have to update my page here because it's not there. Okay. We're there now.
Sonata Galaxia, what was it called?
Sonata Galaxia, yes.
Yeah.
It is a XX cost, red, 1 pitch, 2 block, room blade action. And it reads, this costs 1 less resource to play for each rune chant you control. Search your deck for Rune Blade Aura with cost X or less. Put it into the arena, then shuffle. If X is 2 or more, this gets go again.
Yeah.
A lot of words.
I like it.
A lot of words.
I like it.
Seems good. Anytime you tutor for things, it is good in a game.
Especially with the XX cost having the offset of cost 1 resource less for each rune chant.
Yeah.
We have seen that rune blades can issue.
What's the cost on the Rune Blood barrier? Is it 0? Or does it care about the cost?
Rune
With
Blood.
cost X.
We're talking Rune Blood Barrier, or are we talking
Yeah.
Sonata Galaxia?
No.
Hold on.
Search
Let me.
your deck for a Rune Blade with cost X or less. So it does have to match the cost of the aura. But I think the idea, or at least like on the socials that I saw this week, the idea with this card is to play the Rune Blood barrier. Okay, and it does cost 3. Wow. Okay, so you have to have 6 rune chants in play to basically get that out, or you just pitch 2 blues,
Which is interesting.
or you have 3 rune chants and you pitch a blue.
Why are they dealing with so much with like? Is that the only aura? No, you can get Rune Blood Incantation.
That's, I think, the main one that people will grab because it's 1, and you can probably just play this for free off of the 2 rune. I guess you'd need 2 rune chants.
2 rune chants, yeah.
But I know they came out with like almost, it's not called an errata, but the way that
Clarification.
the way that Rune Blood works is you create the 4 rune chants when it resolves, and this searches for a card and you put it into the arena. So the card doesn't technically resolve. So players were like thinking that you would not gain the 4 rune chants from Rune Blood. And I believe one of the devs came out and said that it will be like an ETB effect, where if the aura enters at any time, even though you're not casting it or playing it and it's not technically resolving, you'll still get the 4 rune chants. I'm not sure how they're going to clarify that. They'll just put it in the rulings, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't know. This card seems sweet. I'm not a Rune Blade player, so it's hard for me to evaluate these like with, a lot of knowledge, I'll say. But what do you think, Cliff? Did you kind of comment on this card yet?
I think it's good, especially that we've seen how the new gates work with the discounting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, we've put Vincent pretty low on the tier list when we did our last one, but there is something to that deck with how she works. A lot of the new heroes, they're more of a subtle burn when it comes to the actual value you get out of their abilities. I think that we could see this turn Vincent up a peg.
Yeah. She would have to probably run some auras, obviously. But she runs like the incantations and shit, doesn't she? Or is that...
She runs.
Well, they're
some of
free
the
rune
stuff.
chants every turn. Like, I feel like, does she play those? Maybe she will now. I don't know. It'd be cool for Vincent to be good. Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know. I really don't know if it would be good.
Don't know why you're looking at me like that, or don't know why it would be good.
I'm just both. I'm just thinking in my own head.
Okay. You thinking at me?
Yeah, whenever Josh is thinking, he just gets that to him. You just have to let that hamster run its wheel for a little bit.
Asshole. No.
Do you hear
I'm
Love
kidding.
Town when he's looking at you?
Donkey. Okay, why don't we get into what else we got here? We got the
Well, we have a lot of news on the BNR front. Crazy. This actually probably won't affect a lot of players, as I don't know how many players are really playing Living Legend right now. But in Classic Constructed, we had no changes. I think their explanation for pretty much everything in this article is spot on, even if I disagree with most of it. In Blitz, Ether Wildfire moves from banned to legal. What do you guys think about that? With no... Okay, so I was actually thinking about that, right?
on your turn.
Yeah, right. You would have to do it on your turn and then Storm Striders, because they did not give a snapback back. I'll say. You would need to do that with a snapback on your turn, but even then, I don't think you can with the cost curve, because if you have Ether Wildfire in Arsenal, you pitch 1 to Storm Striders, you pitch 2 to activate or to play the Ether Wildfire, and then that leaves you with the snapback in hand. So you actually can't, even if you can't play the snapback with Ether Wildfire off of, or with the way his red mana works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought about it, and you cannot do it unless you had like extra cards somehow. But again, you probably do it on your turn. I don't know if like you do that. Maybe turn 1 you could fucking snipe someone. But
With
Stir the Aetherwind also moved from banned to legal, and there's just not a wizard they're not a wizard there to use this stuff. So I don't think it'll have an impact on the format.
No. Not too much.
We mentioned this before, but Centauri Saber will become the signature weapon for Kasai, and that's pretty cool. That kind of answered our question
Earlier.
Yeah, a few episodes back, me and Josh were talking about that, and wondering what would happen after OG Kasai Living Legend and Centauri's went out.
Nathan brought it to our attention. Mm-hmm. Shout out Nathan. But
so the big news, though, I know we've talked a lot about Living Legend and how we think the format should be. No bans, kind of Wild West stuff. They hit us with 7 cards that are now restricted in the Living Legend format.
You want to know the worst thing about that?
What's that?
I can't play my Living Legend hero.
Well, you can.
At all.
No, you can. You can play it. You just can play one of all of these. The restricted tag means if a card is restricted, you may only include up to 1 copy in your registered deck. The 7 cards that were restricted are Awakening, Channel Lake Frigid, Crippling Crush, fucking kind of wild, Hypothermia, Oakenold, Starstruck, and Warmonger's Diplomacy. So kind of just hurts? To start this off, what's up?
You know who this hurts?
What's that?
Icelander half the way.
Oh, with the Hypothermia and channels. She has no chance in that format.
No,
dude.
She's toast now.
Wow.
She's done. Dude, they hurt Icelander.
I didn't even think about heroes that
Starvo Sins. That was my first reaction to that.
That sucks, dude.
Icelander is now out the window. Out
the only
the
card
window.
on that list that I would have agreed just saying no to was Awakening.
Yep, I would agree with Awakening. If you restrict Awakening to 1 copy, fine.
Perfect.
Leave the format alone after that.
I honestly think take it out. I really don't care.
Just ban
Awakening is too good of a card.
See, I just mean
That's the one card I will allow taking out. That card is just too good.
I agree.
But see, if you cross that line of allowing bans, then you can ban anything.
True.
This format should, in my opinion, be nothing. Everything is legal. And I guess they kind of went into it in this article saying, look, you get to still play your cards, but only one of them.
Yeah,
it's like you can play any card, but it's not.
7 legendary specializations in your deck?
Well, yeah, essentially.
Essentially. That's what it is.
It's fucking hilarious that Starvo plays all of these cards. Too.
I know.
All 7 of these cards Starvo
And you're
plays.
also hindering Plain Bravo with this Crippling Crush and Starstruck.
Yeah, what's regular Bravo gonna do now?
Nothing.
Regular Bravo's just toast. I mean, not that you would ever play him because Starvo's in the format, but if you need a budget deck and you can't... I mean, why wouldn't you just play Starvo? You can get all the card pool from Toa, which is $60 right now.
I'm sure the decks are basically the same list.
It's probably cheap as shit right now.
You mean like the Bravo, if you made a Bravo LL and a Starvo? Yeah, it's probably like close to being the same list. We've said a lot without kind of saying anything these past 10 minutes since we started talking about this, but I kind of hate this.
Yeah.
A little bit, man. It kind of bums me out.
Icelander's a fan, and that hurts it.
Yeah. They went on to say, they kind of like Here, where was it? Let me find this.
The letter is basically asking for forgiveness, not an apology. That's what that is.
Well, you got to think about it. It was one of their biggest mistakes in the game, Starvo. Everybody can agree on that. Starvo was a mistake, and a mistake early on in the game. And if you make a mistake like that early on in the game and you push it towards Living Legend in a, no ban format, there's a problem. They're never going to make anything as strong as that ever again. So that will always hinder that meta.
I agree.
Every time.
I agree.
So you do have to kind of take action about it, and I understand where they're coming from. It's just hard.
This statement here in this paragraph, it says, we are 100% committed. This is in the BNR page, if anyone wants to go check that out and read it. It says here, we are 100% committed to the Living Legend format and see it as an important, albeit more occasional, part of our competitive ecosystem going forward. So that just tells me callings, battle hardens, shit, maybe even a pro tour.
Which is hard to do.
Which would be
banning
wild.
to restrict one hero hits 3, because Oldhim gets hit. We get Bravo gets hit. Icelander gets hit.
Even Lexi gets hit almost in that to an extent if you're playing Ice Lexi.
Yeah, she does.
Because you're running your Warmongers into your Rune Blades like chain.
Yeah, that card's restricted too. Fucking
It hurts.
It's just so much to think about, I guess. Like I'm kind of like wavering on this, like where I understand bans. I understand why companies do it and why card games do it. I'm never really in favor of bans. I generally like to, if there's a problem or a strong deck, go find the counter to it. Play the deck that beats the deck. Nathan made a good point about how you just end up with Yu-Gi-Oh! If you do that, though.
Yeah.
Because then this becomes powerful, and then they have to create a card that counters that or is better than that. And then there's just this,
never-ending battle of like cycles. And
it's just like an ever-evolving like power creep that just never stops. It's exponential, and so like I understand bans.
And we've seen that.
This
with
is
Yu-Gi-Oh! Too.
This isn't banning cards, which is kind of funny. Like they
restricted. They brought a new word. They brought a new term to card games.
They kind of came out and hinted that, like, look, this is the no ban format where nothing is banned, and then they're like, gotcha, bitch. Like, nope. That's kind of what it feels like.
Exactly what it feels like.
It feels like before we even get a fucking chance to play it, because like we were all so excited about it, we finally have the format. I mean, I even have a deck built, right now.
Same.
Not that any of these cards. Well, actually, yes, they do.
I gotta peel 14 cards out of my deck.
My Prism plays Warmongers, so
I gotta peel 14 cards out of my deck. Dude, that's a whole sideboard.
And I get it. See, I get it. The 8 Starvo top 8. Like if we had if there was 4 Starvos and a bunch of other
one
shit,
of every other hero,
they might not have done that. Or they might not have done this. But like
everybody, and that's a hard thing, is like you can't judge it because everybody knows Starvo's a strong deck, and nobody's truly tried to counter it, other than when the meta was the top meta back during the Everfest meta.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we don't know. You haven't truly filled it out. What if everybody just thinks Starvo is the absolute best deck, and that's why we had the full top 8 of all Starvos?
Yeah.
And what was the pools like? How many Starvos were at that Living Legend event? How many chains? How many prisms?
I actually didn't.
We never saw it. We never saw any of those numbers. How do we know?
They released it somewhere though.
I never saw them, and I'm on Twitter, Facebook, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're podcasters. We gotta kind of follow it, and I try to keep up on it as much as I possibly can.
At least fucking one of us does.
You do too. Pipe it down. So does Cliff.
I mean, dude, yeah. I'll be on my phone
poke around
a little
every
bit
now and then.
But
the one thing I want to say is going back to like everyone trying, like no one's really tried to counter Stravo. People tried, but the issue was that Stravo was kind of uncounterable. Like he just kind of sat across from you at the table and then pounded you.
Mm-hmm. And that's in like kind of going back to what I said about beating the good cards with good cards or finding the strategy that beats it. Like sometimes you can't. Like you said, sometimes it's just the best thing to be doing.
Because they also gave him hypothermia, so slow whatever deck that could go wide enough to threaten too.
Yeah.
Winters, but like Bravo he is the pinnacle of flesh and blood decks, in my opinion.
Yeah. Starvo seems unwinnable, or it seems unwinnable sometimes when you play against him.
I will say some of the funnest games I've ever had is Starvo and Starvo when you're playing against each other. That one guy that kicked my ass at that event with all the under loops that we went to, the PTQ. Him and I had a Starvo v Starvo, and he was like the blocking Starvo, and I got rid of all of his defense reactions right away. And we were like halfway through, and he goes, "Good game," and just puts
no way.
Across. Yeah, I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Dude, you took all my defense reactions." I was like,
"Very good,
fair enough." And then comes back at the PTQ and rips me a new one. Both games, both games. That's a great thing about Flesh and Blood is the rivalries that you build and the friendships. And it's a great rivalry that we have.
Now, I'd love to go back into that guy, considering how I blundered and fumbled that one. I'd love another opportunity.
Yeah. Just going back to these restrictions, though, like, it seems very much just geared towards Starvo. It's very clear that this is just all for Starvo. It really does impact these other heroes that, like, and a lot of them. A lot of heroes it's impacting.
5 heroes it's impacting. For Starvo sins. For Starvo sins.
At that point, if you're going to do this and have it, the purpose is for Starvo, but then you have this like secondary like effect of what their choices where you're just destroying these other decks, making them just almost unplayable.
Yeah.
Why not just take fucking Starvo out? Just say, okay, look, you don't get to play Starvo. But then again, see, we're back to like this whole thing where my vision of LL is just the Wild West. You get to play any card you want. I could understand maybe like just restricting Awakening. You strict Awakening once, Starvo gets to do his crazy thing. He doesn't get to come back in a game where you're ahead as Phi or something, and I don't know. Maybe that's just not enough. We're not game developers, so like
that's the other thing. Crouching Tiger Katsu. I've heard Crouching Tiger Katsu kick multiple Starvo's asses. Yeah. I've heard Prism's apparently taking down some like people that hold the on-demand events.
Prism is pretty good against Starvo.
So it's like that's the one thing that I hate is that we've barely had a lick in it and barely a taste of the LL format.
We didn't even get a chance to really see it in its glory. Yeah. Time will tell. I mean, we're kind of down on this. It seems like we're all kind of in the same boat where we just don't really like this. We don't really agree. I think we're open to being wrong, though, like for sure. I don't think maybe even this is kind of our initial emotional like response. I think it just like this news. We just got this news like a few hours before we started recording, and yeah, dude, I really tried to give it some thought, and I just every time I concluded with, I hate this, don't like this. This sucks. This affects a lot of other heroes.
Bothers me about one of the cards being restricted in LL, and that's Warmonger's Diplomacy.
Mm-hmm.
Because how are you going to have that card restricted in the format that's like
Duskblade
not competitive, and then not
Mm-hmm.
have that restricted in competitive play?
No,
like where is that line drawn for them?
You were so right. That's not even funny. Why are you doing that in LL, where you're restricting that card in LL, but not in CC?
Because I get all the other ones. Oldham and Starvo. That's their.
It's a great point, Cliff.
That is a great point.
But Warmonger's Diplomacy, come on, that's kind of a joke.
This is them trying to have a hand in the meta. They do this a lot. They are not scared to ban cards. They're not scared to take cards away from us. This just tells me that they have plans. And reading like the BNR and some of those paragraphs, they were very clear that they have plans to have LL be like an actual part of the competitive scene. And if that's the case, you can't have a meta where there's 3 Awakenings allowed in your deck, or you know what I mean. And you get 3. Maybe this is the right answer. I just initially right now don't like it.
No. It hurts. Not that it hurts. It hurts a lot of decks, like we said, but it really hurts another like big deck, which is Icelander. Icelander could be she
I
never
think
really
it's
played
crazy
into.
how unplayable that deck becomes now without the channels.
Yeah.
I mean, I say without channels, but you get one.
That's
So
half of her starting cards that she uses in her arsenal.
Channel is one of the cards you leverage the most in matchups.
Hypothermia too.
Yep.
That's why it was banned in
100%,
CC.
100%.
Because it was so good.
Hypothermia against a chain is fucking wild.
Insane.
Like,
it's great.
Thermia against mechs is fucking wild.
yep.
Just kill me.
Yep.
There's nothing I can do unless I do high octane.
Crouching
Like that loses
Tiger,
trouble again.
Katsu, and Stubby's Fi. Like, I mean, that hurts all those decks.
Oh, speaking of Stubbies, Stubbies was banned. So Dylan.
What?
Oh yeah, in Commoner.
Oh,
I'm not kidding though. It was banned in Commoner.
That's fair. That's fair.
So for anyone that plays Commoner, Stubbies is banned.
I'll give it. That's a really strong card for combat.
Dude,
I hope we just got
utilized
Dylan.
it.
I hope Dylan's heart just dropped in his chest.
I utilized
when he
Stubby
heard
in
that.
Commoner when I played Ira, dude.
Yeah.
Whirling Miss Blossom, and you just Stubby's like, and then you have an attack reaction for it. It works out quite good. Works out well. But this is a good segue. Why don't we dive into the big news for us? I should say the BDE cast and what we've been wanting. Either you want to say it or do you want me to say it?
Go ahead.
We are finally getting a calling in Minneapolis.
It's a Nats.
And on top
Hold
of
on.
the calling,
it's Nats, dude.
Nats. It's Nats.
Can't fucking believe it, dude.
Finally, have they been listening? That's a joke. It's
I don't
a joke,
know,
but
probably not.
James White
I don't
is
think
secretly,
I don't
like,
think
your
anyone's
number one
listening.
supporter.
We're talking to each other.
but here's the thing. BDE, we're gonna be
couple leaps on the void.
We're going to be sitting here on our pod. For any of you guys that want to listen, we know a ton of things to do in Minnesota. So if you want anything fun to do other than that, if you're coming here for a long period of time.
You know how fun it would be to plan some crazy event like
Dude,
the weekend before? Or
I want to go to the
That's gonna
puttery.
be golfing season.
No, I mean like
It is golfing season.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Logan,
What if we do like
Tarek,
golf? Yeah.
Flake, let's go golfing. Come on. I know plenty of
Golf,
courses.
That'd be so much fun.
Dude, we could have our Fab golf tournament.
Yeah.
Fab golf tournament.
How do we
You
like
to have
get
an
that
extra
out
card in
there
your
though?
Opening hand for every.
We just broadcasted. I'll message James White. James White can say if you win the golf tournament, you get a gold foil golf club weapon.
It's romping club, but it's
4
Yeah,
iron.
it's
That's a
romping
four-
club.
It's a 4 iron.
4 iron. Oh,
dude,
shit,
I would
dude.
lose my shit. Oh my god.
Let's do it.
That would
No,
make me so happy.
I'm gonna message James. I'm dead serious. I'm dead
You
serious.
should. No, you should. I'm so fucking excited for this. When I went to Nats in Vegas, like that was my first experience at that kind of tournament, and I mean, it was incredible. Going to the GPs and shit back in the day, it was one of the like highlights of my card game career or whatever. You don't want to call it a career, but just like my hobby, you know, playing cards. And the Vegas trip trumped that for sure. I mean, it was the best time I've had playing cards.
Mm-hmm. Just the
And
environment.
the fact that now we get to do this in our backyard, dude, like,
Yeah, now
Way
we
better.
have the dates this far in advance. I'm taking PTO off it so I can.
well, okay, yeah, you better fucking do that, Cliff. And here's what I actually want to do, you guys. We could even just have it open to anyone that wants to do this. We should get a suite, like a big suite in one of the hotels that are by the
dude, Airbnb at a place like 15 minutes outside of town.
I suppose we could
Because my
do that.
guess is that it's probably going to be at the Minneapolis Convention
Yeah.
Center. It has to be something that big, and that's really not that far.
Yeah, I suppose we could Airbnb. That would be way.
Here's the thing.
You're right.
People are so scared
Fuck a
of
hotel.
Minneapolis because of the whole thing. Okay, like I work in Minneapolis. Yes, there are some parts that are bad, and I'm not going to.
You go to any major city, and that's the way it is.
That's how it is. But
I work in Minneapolis
but
all the time.
There's
too, so.
many suburbs around there where you can get an Airbnb with plenty of people, and you are perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of things to do around
Minnesota is a great place, and I love that.
And on
they
top
did
of
this.
that, you got the Mall of America,
Yeah.
which is one of the biggest attractions in the state.
Mhm.
So
They did this in the summer too, so it's
It's
going to be nice
beautiful.
weather and
it's beautiful. It's beautiful weather. A
I'd
little
be
humid,
100%
so
down to
bring
pitch
bring
in
some
for
warm
an
weather clothes.
What'd you say, Cliff?
I'd be 100% down to pitch in for an Airbnb.
No, I think it would be incredible to have everyone at Legends get together and just like I'm gonna break the news to my wife eventually, but I don't think she listens.
Oh,
I hope she doesn't.
I told Shelby. I told my.
No, I'm just
my
kidding,
lady.
babe. I love you. But I want to treat that weekend like it is a trip, like we're all, and stay at the Airbnb the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Which is nice because we can honestly start
That'd be
getting some
fun.
of the first picks. And here's the thing. Maybe I could get my boss to let us stay at his house.
Where does he live?
Minneapolis.
Is it big enough and cool and all that?
3.5 million.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you should get on that, Josh. You should get on that. Tell him we'll chip in. Like we're gonna make a dent in his fucking bank account. Yeah, okay.
Hey, never know. I could ask him, and it's not like we're there to ruin the place.
No, we're not gonna be fucking partying. We're gonna be, if anything,
We're gonna be playing cards.
like if we're gonna be drinking beers, we're still sitting there playing cards. Like
Yeah,
we're not gonna be
doing
fucking
anything. Nothing.
having the hookers in the coke
Dude,
over.
this place legit has the master.
Whoa,
1, 2,
whoa.
3.
No hookers?
No, Cliff.
So it's
no.
got 4 bedrooms.
Not for you.
Another bedroom in the basement with 2 bunk beds in the room. So another 4 sleeping arrangements. It's got TVs everywhere, plenty of space to play, bar downstairs.
Yeah.
You got everything you can need.
I know.
Hot tub and pool in the back.
Fuck yeah, dude. Okay, you should get on that.
And
That's
a guest
your
house. And a guest house.
Will you just think about how you're gonna get on this? Okay.
On it.
Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah, I think we should all, as the Legends crew, get together and try to do that. And if none of us qualifies for Nats, then we should all go and play in the calling for sure. Lots of cool side events too, I'm sure. And
You get your money's worth
Well-
when you pay the $175 to play in a calling.
yeah, the big kit. Well, yeah, you get like vouchers for the side events too with that kit, and like a mat and usually shit like that. I hope Star City runs it.
If I pay for an event for my lady to come and just drop down at a seat and go, oh, good game, get the promo and walk away, I'm still up.
Yeah.
I'm still up.
Yeah, yeah.
What if we get a cool like Minneapolis like promo?
Oh, I'm sure
We
it'll be
should.
sick.
We
yeah.
will.
No, it'll be cool as fuck. This will be like a set after heavy hitters at that point,
Give us
I can't believe I didn't know you
Give us a skyline
didn't know you had that tattoo.
from the west side.
Nice, dude.
West side, baby.
Um,
No, it's super exciting that we get this. Like,
yeah,
very exciting.
if you would have told me, because I remember like coming back home from Vegas, and I was like just like electrified with all this energy. I was so like excited still, and I was like, "You guys have to come to Nats with me next year. This was fucking amazing." Like, do you remember that
Yes,
conversation?
yes.
And just like I don't know, who would have thought it's fucking right
We're
here in
here.
the backyard.
We're here.
Now you
This
fuckers
is
don't
us.
get to say no.
No.
Huh,
No,
Cliff?
I know.
Huh, Cliff?
Can
You don't get to say no now.
I'm gonna be taking down.
You know
the
who we
weight.
have to get?
So
Fucking
when I go to work
Bailey.
tomorrow, I'm going.
He can't say no.
No,
he
he's-
is coming to
Hey,
the calling with
Bailey,
us.
we know the dates. You better get that time off.
Garrett's also
Get it off
working
now.
on getting a bunch of the guys up here to go. So we're gonna try to bring the Duluth crew down. Too.
That's the nice thing is that it's a weekend. It's rough for Bailey too. So I know a lot of people will probably be. We'll see a lot of people we know there, and it'll be great. A great community. I wish Legends could almost get a table there, but it's so hard to get a table at Nationals. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
It's usually merch and shit, though.
I know.
Speaking
And
of
they
merch,
have
I got
nothing-
someone working on shirts for us, or a design.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, you do.
I would love to get some shirts made for this event.
Yes.
And it's a pretty
Now-
cool design.
Hopefully we can get extra, and then just if anybody wants one.
I would like to order whatever, 20, 50, whatever the numbers are. Order enough where if we could just give them away, honestly,
Yeah. For any of you Minneapolis people that want one,
or just any fans, honestly. We
Yeah.
could do polls and just fucking give them away or ask, whatever.
the best
Give our listeners-
the best answer that we ask random stupid questions to.
It's dude. It's it's gonna be a great shirt.
For a week.
It is.
It's gonna be a great shirt.
It's funny.
It is.
It's funny.
But
Redesign, re-logo, rebrand.
yeah, it is sort of a rebrand. We started off very much more serious, trying to have topics, trying to do it by the book, I think, and we kind of ended up like we're just gonna be ourselves and we're just gonna shoot the shit. And yeah, we might have some topics, but this feels like Big Deck Energy compared to when
It
we
is.
started. It does. We're on episode 20, dude. Like, this is, I don't know. It's crazy. We've been doing this for months now, you know?
That's wild to think about.
That's what I
Five to
mean.
be exact.
That's what I
Five
mean,
to be
Cliff.
exact.
Like, what the fuck? This is... Yeah,
We're getting there.
I would have never thought we'd even get this far, to be honest.
I hear some other ones.
I
like,
still
give
remember, dude, when
themselves-
you told me about this, you know, whatever, this was last year or 2 years ago, you mentioned, you're like, dude, we should start a podcast.
Yeah.
Or you wanted to do like a YouTube channel where we're ripping
something. I wanted to
some
do
sort
something.
of, yeah. And just thinking like back, like there was just no time I could fit it into my life and my schedule, and the fact
Well,
that
you were so busy,
dude,
and it
I
was
just my daughter was just born too, and like the fact that my wife is even like allowing this to happen on top of all of the card shit I already do, dude, I couldn't even. Without her, I wouldn't be able to do this. So I want shout out to
my
you, babe.
woman. I appreciate every step that she's taken for me, and you know, sacrifices. As in, we're recording at 11 o'clock at night
dude.
tonight.
And Sunday night, I gotta
She had
work
to put the
tomorrow.
kid to bed
Same.
herself, pretty much,
Yep,
and it's
yep.
like I praise her
Yep.
to let me do this. It's a blessing. But
Yeah, I'd like to thank myself for the fucking it's been real difficult finding the time every Sunday to do the podcast with you guys.
Every time you bitch and moan about recording, I always am just like, you motherfucker. What do you have going on that is
Fucking nothing, but
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
to bitch and moan.
Yeah. Fucking A. Oh, I love you guys. This is the best. This is fucking the best.
it's a great time, and honestly, I mean, do we got anything else? I mean,
we
got a few
have one.
questions
I think
here.
it's just one question that we skipped last week.
Sean, no, I can't do Sean's question. I didn't do any research.
Also,
It was
thanks
a
for
stressful
responding to
week.
my question, dickheads.
Dude,
Oh yeah, you did have a question too, Cliff. Yeah, you did. Oh, you have it up already. My bad. I'm going over here looking through my phone.
you can just go on my iPad what we're recording with Cliff. You can scroll through.
I made a team quick. I mean, you can just kind of do it off top too. Just think of 6. It's easy. Favorite ones. Let's see. Where is it?
See, it's so hard because I only base it off the video games and like what starters there were and like what Pokemon were
Dude,
in that game.
I have the most boomer fucking list. It's all Gen 1. So, like, it's fine.
Hold on. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
You want to take off your headset?
Yep.
Go on that top drawer. Not the little one, the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And grab the Mewtwo. Grab the Mewtwo deck. Yep. On the right. Yep. That's it right there. That's the one.
Anyways, okay. So, let me get these fucking... All right. God, these things hurt my ears, dude.
Yes,
do y'all know
listeners,
your
I do
Pokemon
have a
team?
Pokemon deck, okay?
Oh,
don't
dude,
hate on me.
I got like 6
Dude,
at home.
we got to play a game.
I would love to crush you in Pokemon, dude.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. I don't even have that great of a deck, and I honestly crush. Do you have this Pokemon?
I have a Jirachi in my deck, but it's not that one, and I do play it for the ability. Okay,
Jirachi is amazing.
We're talking about Pokemon, and like, okay, so let me get to the question. Sorry, guys. It's late. Sorry. We have Sully's question. It says, he asks, out of all 1,017 Pokemon, what would your team of 6 be? And you only get 1 legendary. Do some research and make a good team. I'll just start it off. I gotta go with Charizard.
Yeah,
Okay, he's always been my guy.
He's not
always been the
legendary.
main
He's a
one.
base. He's great.
Love Charizard. Probably my favorite Pokemon. Probably a cop out. I know. Everyone, you know.
Yeah.
But
well.
growing up, Charizard was always just the best thing. Or, you know, the best Pokemon card to have, you know.
Yeah.
Second, I would have Dragonite. Again, one of my favorite Pokemon. Super hard to get, I remember. Leveling that bitch up to 55 was always a challenge. And it was very rewarding. So it was just always cool to get the only dragon in the game.
Yes.
Another one was Gengar. I asked
Gengar's
my
amazing.
mom for a second Game Boy, and she did not understand why. And I was like, you can trade from this one to this one, and then it evolves, and then it... So it was a struggle to get that second one, but I did get that second Game Boy, and I had the cable, and
Boom.
we got our Gengars back then, baby. By myself, dude. 2-man in the fucking thing. Oh, dude, it
put
was...
it out.
Oh, yeah. I was in deep,
I
man.
love it.
And then I'd have Mew for sure. I would have Mew. That's my legendary. I always like that movie, the Mew versus Mewtwo movie. Dude, that was a huge thing.
I got a really
It was the first time I ever cried.
I got a really random story to that.
First time I ever cried.
Me too.
Like an emotional, sad cry in a movie was when Ash died, and Pikachu cries and the tears bring him back to life or whatever. Like I was tore up, dude.
As a 5-year-old, that hit
dude.
home, dude.
That shit hit different, man. Fuck. Then I have Aerodactyl.
Right
I know. Just thinking about it. I have Aerodactyl for sure.
Yeah.
Fucking
you have
the fossil.
to.
It was either that or Kabutops. Kabutops was always sick. I loved the blades. He's super cool looking. But Aerodactyl was like
you're sitting here saying your list, and I can't.
I know they're all great. I know. I actually gave it some thought, Josh. That's what you do to
my
questions.
list.
Can't just take my list,
dude. That's my nostalgia. Like Pokemon, I hear the like noise in the back of my head while you're saying all these names.
For the water type though, I have Gyarados for sure. Gyarados was always cool.
Dude, Magikarp, bro.
Oh yeah,
great evolution phase.
Yeah, I always liked getting the Dittos too. Ditto was always a cool one for me. I almost put him on there because like it was just always a weird thing with Ditto being able to just transform into anything.
Yep.
I remember. So just a sidebar here. This will give you more time to think about your 6.
No, I got mine. I got my 6.
I used to be so into the games that you could get shiny Pokemon for the first time in the original Silver and Gold versions.
Yep.
It was still like 1 in 4, 1 in 6,000 or something in the wild. But if you bred a shiny Ditto with anything, you had a 1 in 52 chance. That egg was a 1 in 52.
10 times easier, did it?
Yeah, I mean, it made it still very challenging.
Yes.
1 in 52. Those rates suck. But I mean, I sat there for hours. But what you do is you go on so you have to catch a Ditto. First you catch the red. You catch the shiny Gyarados in Silver or Gold in the Lake of Rage, right? The red one. You catch the Gyarados. You trade that back to a blue or a red version, right? Mm-hmm. And somehow the game code knows it's a shiny still. The red version that doesn't show you it's a shiny, but you go find a Ditto in red or blue. The Ditto will use the transform move on your Gyarados, right? And it imprints like the coding of that Pokemon.
Yep.
You catch the Ditto after it transforms into your Gyarados, and you trade it back to Silver or Gold, and now the Ditto is shiny. Mm-hmm. It was like a hack that you could do. And with that shiny Ditto, bro, you get to fucking have anything shiny.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember the duplicate trick where you could duplicate all your Pokemon,
yep,
I finally got my shiny Eevee, right? And
yeah.
I fucking duplicated all of them. So I had like the full team of shiny Umbreon, shiny Leaf, or not, we didn't have Leafeon, but shiny Espeon, all of the Eevees shiny in the original Silver Game Boy. And then I turned that game on, I don't know, 5 years after that, and the battery fried on me, and I lost all of my content. Lost it all. Lost it all. And then I looked it up on Google, and yeah, those batteries have like a 20-year lifespan, and mine just fried early, and you can like actually send them in to places, and they'll replace the battery.
Really?
Yeah, the save is like on the battery somehow. So when the battery fries, your saves all go away. So I lost it all. Never played a Game Boy Color game again after that.
You hate those.
I was a teenager when that happened, so it's no sweat. But
so
not to go on a rant.
For
Sorry,
my 6, I'm gonna have to go Charizard with you as well.
It's a cop out.
Now you took Dragonite. If you look over there, I have a.
I do see your Dragonite.
Dragonite.
I do see your Dragonite.
So I'm gonna.
You can take Dragonite.
I'm gonna have to go with a different one, honestly, which is probably like my second favorite, like dragon. In a sense, he's not really a dragon, but he's a dinosaur. Tyranitar.
Oh yeah, that was a good one, dude.
Big Tyranitar
Gen
guy.
2 was good.
With the Celebi movie, dude, that like stuck with me for sure. Another one, Lucario. Just a badass, just beats the shit out of dudes.
He's
just
pretty popular
a fighter.
Yeah.
Just a big fighter. Greninja. He's a fucking beast as well.
Yep.
Just sick.
What is that? That's 4. For my legendary, I'm gonna go the opposite of you.
Mewtwo, baby.
I'm gonna go Mewtwo.
Yeah,
I'm a Mewtwo guy.
Your team seems very rebellious.
I'm
a bunch
Mewtwo
of fucking
guy.
rebels.
And then for my 6th one,
Meowth.
honestly,
It's Meowth.
Scizor.
Okay. Yep. Metal coat, baby. I loved always getting my Scizor or
Scizor or Scyther. Honestly,
Yeah,
I have a
Scyther
first
was
edition
badass.
Scyther, first edition
Always a
hollow
badass
Scyther.
Pokemon.
So it's like he always stuck with me just because he's a badass leaf type Pokemon, and that's like the only leaf type Pokemon I like. But otherwise, I mean, if I were to give like a runner up starter to Charizard, for me it's Empoleon.
Is that the penguin? Okay.
Penguin's a beast.
See,
bro.
after Gen 2, man, I played a little bit of Emerald, which was Gen 3, the Rayquaza and shit. I enjoyed that one, the Kyogre and Groudon and that kind of storyline. But after that, dude, it's all foreign to me.
Yeah.
Like I open cards and stuff with my son, and I look at these it's like an ice cream cone Pokemon.
Okay.
A sandcastle Pokemon, and I'm like, okay, what's happening here?
Yeah, I agree with those. Like if you go, like when I think I stopped playing Pokemon or looking at it when I was like 12, and that's when they started doing some of that shit. Like the last true good game that I truly liked in Pokemon was like the Diamond. So when they remastered the Diamond and Pearl, that was beautiful.
Yeah,
loved every aspect of it. Cliff, for me, I know your answer.
No, you definitely don't. You definitely.
I think I do. We used to trade Pokemon at freaking Kids Company, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
you guys
hit
go
me
way
with
back.
what you think my list would be.
I'm not gonna say it. Go.
No. Tell me. Okay. So my first pick is Pinsir. Because Mold Breaker is a thing, because I like hitting Earthquake on everything.
It is
Second
good.
one is Metagross, because Metagross is just a unit. Problem. Third, this one kind of is out of left. I like him personally because of his typing. Lantern, if you guys know what that one is.
Oh god, yeah, the Fire Ghost,
dude.
Yeah, he's Fire Ghost, isn't he?
It's the water electric fish. I thought that was Lantern.
No,
from Gen 3.
Oh, I'm thinking of the chandelier or the chandelier Pokemon.
I know who you're thinking about.
What the fuck are we doing,
Yeah.
Pokemon? A chandelier?
No, it's the electric fish. I just love that. For my dark psychic dude, you gotta have Gengar in there. There's not much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gengar. Infernape for the fire and fire. Honestly, the first game that I got from and it was the first starter I ever played with, so he's just got a special place for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was Diamond and Pearl, right? You're right. The other, the fire starter, the ape.
Yes.
Yeah,
sir.
I remember
And
crushing
then
you all the time on
didn't
DS.
include a
You
legendary.
bitch.
I didn't
Empoleon
choose a
for life,
legendary
bro.
on my team. Nah, Staraptor, baby, because that was my first shiny I ever caught.
Factual.
Ooh. My
That's
first
good.
shiny I ever caught was like Zubat or some shit in Emerald. I mean, I actually got a shiny Charizard in my silver as well. I didn't tell you guys. I got the EVs first and duplicated them to get all of the, shiny evolutions. But I also got a Charmander, and that black Charizard looked nice.
Honestly,
on a
my
silver version, dude.
favorite line of Pokemon is the Eevee evolutions. Dude, I remember back in Black Ops 2 when we all had build your own emblems in my clan.
Oh my god, I remember that.
My clan made Eevee.
Dude, I
Pokemon,
remember that.
dude.
You could like put shapes and things all
completely customize
to make
it.
Yeah.
We
Some
all made
people used
different
to be
Eevee
so good at
evolutions.
that.
So we had like Empoleon,
So good.
Vaporeon,
Oh, that's so good.
Leafeon, like
I remember one time I made butt cheeks shitting on a Packers helmet. I'm not kidding. I made just like some, skin colored circles, just a brown thing falling from it. And then you could do just a normal helmet. So then I colored it yellow and drew the G and was shitting on the Packers.
See, I
did that.
I did
that.
Yoshi. I did Yoshi as well.
Yeah.
Yoshi was a good one.
God, we are just down a rabbit hole. This is wonderful. We should probably wrap this up, boys. We just want to say thank you to anyone that is still here listening. This has been a very long episode.
Yes.
We really enjoy these long form ones. Just kind of gives us a chance to just like decompress about our weeks in the TCG world when it's longer. When we have the shorter ones, or when we have like a time restriction, it can be just a little more hectic for us.
And it's going to be a little bit harder too coming up when we get the Marvel Magic set released. because we're going to be drafting that probably quite a bit as a squad. I don't see why we wouldn't. Maybe Fallout for some of us.
Are you sure that's not like Universes Beyond though? Are they going to actually make a set?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because if they did like a Lord of the Rings thing where every card is themed on Marvel, I mean, take my fucking money.
They're
Just
doing
take
that,
my money.
They're doing that for Fallout, and I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
I'll pass that one up.
I'm all about it. But
it's sad. It's sad to me that Magic is doing this, and this is what it takes to get those old players back.
Dylan brought to our attention. I mean, after Dylan said it, I saw that he liked it on Facebook. Blah blah blah. Magic and Hasbro fired 20% of their workforce.
Fucked up, man. And then this year they were supposed to like break all the records or whatever. Apparently they said. Yep. So they made record amount of money, and then they fired a bunch of them.
I was talking about this with Drew earlier, and it's literally just because of the IP address of Lord of the Rings. Everybody was trying to get that chase card, and then as soon as everybody found out that it was gone, what happened to that set? Kind of forgotten.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that set is still going to kind of stand the test of time. Yeah,
that is true.
It will. It'll be that first real like. Well, that was kind of a big pivot for Magic, and they went down. They like kind of went all in. They put all their chips in, and they're like, okay, now we're just an IP company. We get to put all these IPs on our Magic cards and sell them in a way that we never were able to before, and they know that they can do it to success if they pick the right IPs like Marvel and like Fallout and even Doctor Who. I know some people love that shit.
Lord of the Rings, Warhammer. Even you get some of those Warhammer guys that are in there.
I think they are having a bit of an IP crisis because what happens to the original storyline and all the Planeswalkers and all. I remember being so invested in the storyline, and reading those books. Yeah. I was a big book reader. Like I know I don't look like a book reader, but I seriously
love books.
My dad's never read a book in his life. Fucking never, never. Total opposites. But like I tell him, like he doesn't get it. I'll like read a book in front of him. He's like, "What are you doing?"
I'm reading.
Well, he's such a typical like old school blue collar working man. Owns his own business. Total great salesman. Just
doesn't read his own books.
Never read a book, dude. I try to get him to read books, but.
It's definitely a step some people have to take, for sure.
Yeah, but Magic has died in my opinion, or that storyline is just gone. No one cares about it.
That's what we were talking about.
That's very sad.
Magic's going to be in dire straits in the next 5 years if something doesn't change.
Well, the competitive scene is already gone.
Cliff, I think if they keep up with these IPs, I think they're going to be fine, and I think they're going to sell more than they did this year.
It just becomes
a collection then.
Yep.
It just becomes a collector thing. There's no competitive scene anymore.
Yeah, shout out Drew Thiebel. That's what he said. You literally become a baseball card, basketball card company. You literally are a set collector, and you are targeting certain categories and demographics that you want to go for, and that is it. You are not a card game at that point anymore.
It sucks.
Which is hard. But I mean, for
leaves
people
the format
like us,
for flesh and blood,
we're fools and we still go for it. And I mean, like,
oh, dude, I used to make
I'm
my own.
I'm not saying we're fools, but like,
I used to make my own Magic cards, and print them on printer paper, cut them out, and then like put them in sleeves behind. Like, and I made Marvel cards, Wolverine, and back in the day, like I just like designed them. I mean, they were fucking so strong. I'm not. Tap, draw 5, or just stupid things, But like, how do you not? If you're a Magic player and you don't really like play it anymore, and you see an IP you love, like with Lord of the Rings, there was no chance I wasn't buying that. No. There was no chance. I just had to have it. Yeah, it's what it felt like.
That's how.
And this Marvel thing coming up, I have to have it. And like all of the decks, if there's decks, need them all, just like Lord of the Rings, and I will get a couple boxes. And I mean, that's it.
That's how they get us, though, dude. If
that's their model,
dude, I'm gonna fucking just bust if they come out with the Dragon Ball Z set. Oh my god!
Oh, get out of here! The problem is that that's already a card game.
An issue.
That's already a card game.
I know.
And Bandai has killed that game. I actually played that game with Sean,
which sucks
for a while.
Dude,
did you guys ever see us playing that?
Dragon Ball Super? Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I've always been intrigued by Dragon Ball Super, like any card game, even when I was.
It was fun.
Even when I was 8 years old, I was collecting Dragon Ball cards.
Yeah, the old score. The old score ones. I have a box sitting in my my attic right now.
My brother has my old binder that's fucking like a foot tall, legit. It's just filled with Dragon Ball cards. Just because I was obsessed with the show as a kid, like it was cool.
I'm actually in the middle of the Android saga with my son.
Are you?
Yeah. Getting
17,
him into
18 with Cell and
Yep. Cell's trying to like absorb 17 right now.
Did you guys watch the Frieza fight?
Yeah,
You did?
Yeah,
The whole season long Frieza
every
fight?
single episode, and I'm not talking about Dragon Ball Kai or whatever it is, where they cut
yeah,
it up
no,
it's all of the filler. We get to sit there and watch all
the filler episodes.
Oh yeah, baby.
All the Bulma riding around
Just
for
doesn't-
no
like nothing
reason. Just
happens.
nothing happens.
For like 30 seconds, it just pans on some mountains and just
Dude.
has some music. You know, like there's just so much. Yeah, like
just
so much that
every
is
time,
not
dude.
happening.
It's
Fuck, boys. We just talked about Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, Lord of the Rings, Marvel. Are we even a Flesh and Blood podcast? What is happening right now?
this is question hour where we
What is
just get to
happening
kind
right
of unleash
No, I like it. I
and
like
just
it.
go with the flow and see what happens.
Yeah.
But we are getting late. We're ripping at that hour and 40
No, I know
minute
it.
mark
I gotta
right now.
fucking go home and kiss my wife's ass.
I'm sorry. I gotta go suck some ass, dude.
Wait, suck it? You gonna suck ass? That's
I'm about it.
I don't know, dude. I don't know about all that.
Kiss ass.
Wait,
suck ass.
wait. What are you about?
Everything, Cliff. Call me a freak of nature.
I'll call you something.
Oh
I don't think you'll
shit!
like
I
it.
think this is a good time for us to get the fuck out of here, boys.
All right. Well, also thank you guys for tuning in to our 20th episode.
Yeah, man.
Our
Made it
20th
to
episode of BDE.
Can't believe it.
We always appreciate you guys that
Incredible.
listen all the way through. We will be tuning in next week. It's gonna be hard with Christmas.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe talk about that. Because we record on Sundays. Looks like Christmas Eve is Sunday, correct?
Sunday, and I'm at a Christmas party till late.
I work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
That's right. You
Okay.
you met us.
Let me think. What about? Well, I don't know. Would Saturday work for you guys? Maybe after the Armory
I
or before
suppose
the
I could
Armory.
work. I suppose that could work for me. Maybe.
Well, let's talk about it. We might have to release episode 21 late, or maybe even, dude, you know, if we have to skip a week, we have to skip a week. That's just going to have to be it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And if we do have to do that, we apologize to our listeners, but, you know, we all have families, and it's, you know, we do have a studio that we meet at, so
It's busy times for sure.
we don't record remotely. I mean, Cliff does, but, yeah.
Absolutely.
Not a shot at you, Cliff. Just...
Well,
I am the exception.
as well as always, we are always on the Discord. Join our Discord. We always have that up in our show notes. You can always come talk to us and see us. We also have our Gmail that you can contact us at. It's at bigdeckenergycast@gmail.com. You can also contact us there. Let us know anything. We always appreciate the praise and criticism at the same time, because we want to know what you guys want, what content you want, and it always helps us. But we thank you again for always tuning in and listening, and catch us next week on episode 21 of Big Deck Energy. Peace.
See you guys.
As always, it's a pleasure.